All right. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to TrendSpider Live. My name is Mike, and today I am joined by David, or DMP as he goes by on X. How's it going today, David?
Doing pretty great, man. Really excited to be here. First ever stream, so please let's make this a great one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, we're going live, of course, for earnings, as we always do. We got a few on the list today. We got CrowdStrike being the main one here that I think most of you guys out there will probably be watching. And if you guys are out there in the chat, let us know what you guys are watching, whether it be CrowdStrike. We also got ROST stores, which actually has been on a tear. Retail, I don't know if you've seen retail, David, but well, came down today, of course, as many things did. But you know, over like the longer term trend, it has been a pretty good name. And then GitLab, which has been getting kind of creamed, actually. I just opened this chart right here. We're pretty much at all-time lows, hit all-time lows last week, so that will be an interesting one. But both GitLab and CrowdStrike are green on the day, which is nice to see in this kind of sea of red. We can take a look at the overall market here on SPY. It's been pretty crazy times in the market. We start on this crazy gap down, and yeah, we've retraced most of it so far. So we'll see how we look going into the after hours session. But yeah, is there anything else that you've been watching today, David, in the market? I know you're
SPY. Yeah. SPY. I've been just paying attention to SPY, to be honest, and Tesla as well. But yeah, today's close is vital, to say the least. You know, the last 2 days we've been kind of playing with the idea of breaking down from a rising wedge, which, you know, if anybody knows anything about that pattern, that's not something you want to break down from, especially on the macro view, which I have. So, I mean, as of right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been posting some videos Monday and Tuesday here on X, and bulls have been they've been executing what I've been suggesting, you know, which as of right now, we might be, I mean, we'll see. We got a couple more minutes until market close, but yeah, we're somewhat trying to reclaim the body is kind of back within the rising wedge support trend. So, you know, that's something that they have to hopefully close above so that, you know, we don't continue to see that blood.
Yeah, no, it's interesting you say that, because something that I watch personally for my own trading is actually the 100-day moving average. And you can see right here on my chart, we have tested it a few times, and we've bounced up pretty much every single time, except for, it looks like today we're finally attempting to close below it.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely a key level that I'm seeing as well. Will be vital, at least to me, whether I take trades or not. I use it kind of like as a regime filter for the overall markets as well. So yeah, I am also kind of in the same boat there. But you know, pretty nice intraday buy up from the gap down, at least.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it needed to happen. I mean, there's really not. I mean, and I did cover that as well. Like, you know, we've been opening like with the gap down the last 2 days. So, you know, I did mention that, like, hey, you know, bulls are at least, I know every bull going in, especially day traders, are looking at that gap, you know, foaming at the mouth, thinking, yeah, we're probably going to get a solid day trade at the very least. And, you know, they have been reclaiming. And also, I mean, Trump, I mean, you got to give it to him. He's doing everything he can to make investors feel somewhat good with the Iran war, right? And that part of the ocean, right, that they're trying to now ensure people to, hey, don't worry about it. We'll try to cover you guys out there. Make sure to bring the oil this way, you know, around the world, and hopefully that doesn't, you know, mess too much with the markets and the economy. That is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, speaking of oil is up massively today, of course. Well, it's trading kind of in yesterday's range, but ever since the gap up, we're up like 10%. At one point, we're up really high today, like 15% from, you know, the start of the gap there on February 27th. But interesting enough, I was talking about this earlier, you know, some of the guys here at TrendSpider, is the XLE is not following. I mean, it's been up, you know, decently, obviously, in the longer term. But yeah, as you can see, most energy names are actually, you know, pretty red today, if anything, while oil is, you know, pretty green, which is interesting to see. Like, let's take a look at, like, I don't know, Exxon, and what's that Brian Pike out there in the chats. He's talking about MEX and industrials and power / utilities coming into rotation. Yeah, absolutely. Like utilities have been doing good. Interesting candle there. See how industrials have been really good. Actually broke out to a new high yesterday, and it looks like they gapped back down today. So yeah, everything kind of got caught up today, but yeah, I mean, we got about 10 minutes until the market closes. So I wanted to take a quick look at here at CrowdStrike, of course. I think that's what a lot of people will be tuning in for. And, zooming out to the month, me and David were talking about, those different indicators and stuff, and brought up Fibonacci as one of the main things he uses. So I zoomed out to the monthly here, drew a little Fibonacci on my monthly chart. From the all-time high to the all-time low. I'll actually just real quickly maybe just redraw them. For anyone that's curious how it works, you just go over here to your Fib tool, click the highest point on your chart, and then to the lowest point on your chart. And that is how you draw the Fibonacci. Pretty easy to draw. And, it'll plot for one, we're trading right here at the 61.8 level, which is the golden Fibonacci level, and it lines up pretty clearly with this level right here, where the price reacted a few times, and also from last month we kind of bounced off of it. So that I think will be a key level to watch
for sure
going forward. If you're trading Fibonacci, and then of course also the 50% retracement at 300 will be pretty big too. So depending on what happens with earnings today, it could bounce off that 61.8, or potentially, if it's not that good, we can drop down to the 50% retracement. So we'll just have to see what happens. Yeah, if you guys are out there in the chats, let us know what you guys are watching. If not CrowdStrike, I also went ahead and plotted some of the recent news on my chart using TrendSpider's Sidekick AI. All I did was plot all the recent top news events on my current CrowdStrike chart, and it went ahead and did that. So we can take a look at, the timeline here. Of course, I think everyone remembers this Anthropic AI threat to cybersecurity tanked a ton of stocks, including CrowdStrike, of course, IBM. That was these two massive red candles that was marked there. AI sell-off continues, 89% surge in AI attacks. That one is kind of funny. And then a Piper Sandler upgrade yesterday, which is, pretty good news coming into earnings, I suppose. So interesting stuff there. Relative performance is at 11. I don't know, David, do you use relative performance at all, or like relative strength? No. Yeah, basically it just compares the stock to the S&P 500. So, it's at 11 now, which means essentially 89% of the S&P 500 is outperforming this name. So, it's definitely, cybersecurity and software, of course, we know has been pretty weak lately.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, the charts don't look too bad for Crowd, to be honest. I mean, we're going into an earnings, which the last couple of years, to be honest, the earnings have been actually kind of bonkers based off the little bit of research I've done. And I mean, interesting. I mean, and they've been beating like insane, so I believe that they're on I want to say they're on like a 8 streak of like beating, to be honest. I could be wrong, but they got something that they're trying to continue here. And I mean, the last three, or more specifically, the last two earnings have been, massive beats. So, I'm curious to see how this earnings is going to play out. And funny enough, we're trading within a falling wedge after dropping a ton. So if anybody knows anything, that's I would say a pretty great combination at the very least for people that are investing into Crowd going into earnings.
Yeah, no, for sure. That combined, we know at the Fibonacci level there at the 61.8 for sure. And yeah, speaking of like the last earnings here on TrendSpider, we do have the reports tab. You can just add it to your sidebar right over this way, and this will appear. And it actually plots out like 3 years, I believe, of data. So you can see here all these green numbers are change percent from the previous quarter, and hasn't missed a single one year over year. You can see this beautiful revenue chart up and to the right. It did miss analyst expectations just one time looks like in Q1 of 2026. Let's check out EPS. EPS has beat analyst expectations every single quarter, essentially for the last 3 years, but year over year did have some hiccups there in Q2 and Q1. But also, I just prompted Sidekick to go ahead and do a pre-earnings analysis for us. All I did was prompt it to, analyze the upcoming earnings today, give us the estimates and all that. So here's what it says. Of course, it gives a nice little company overview. CrowdStrike is a cloud-native cybersecurity leader, of course, and EPS estimate should be coming in at 1.10 and then revenue at 1.3 billion. Let's see. So if we have a 1.1 EPS estimate, that would be a pretty nice year-over-year growth, at least from the last quarter. And then revenue, it said 1.3 billion. The last quarter is 1.23. So looks like on track to continue growing. What else do we got here? There has been some recent news with analysts. Looks like Wells Fargo initiated coverage with a $450 price target. Piper Sandler as well, citing AI as a growth catalyst. And also partnership with Microsoft Marketplace is interesting. That is the bullish news, at least. Let's see. But there's also been, I guess, some multiple analyst price target cuts, again, based on AI. So the market's pretty confused.
For sure.
Whether AI is bullish or not. It's pretty crazy. Actually, yeah, one of the news things that Sidekick pulled up, which I thought was pretty funny. Let me go to it again over here. What was it? So there's this this headline that there's an 89% surge in AI attacks on February 24th. And CrowdStrike's threat report, showed that it's an 89% increase in cyber attacks or AI attacks. And it said it's ironically negative as it highlighted AI as both threat and competition. So like, yeah, who knows what's going to happen here with AI? Is Claude going to completely make these guys obsolete? Probably not. Or is it going to help CrowdStrike get, provide better security coverage or whatever? That's pretty much the question, and the market has no idea. Which it was just very interesting. We're in a crazy market. But yeah, if you guys are out there in the chat, let us know what you guys think. Curious to hear everyone else's opinion on all this stuff as well. As we come into close, we got 3 minutes. So pretty close. Let me pull up our live dashboard. I don't know, David, if you ever seen the dashboards on TrendSpider, but they're pretty sweet, not going to lie.
I have. I don't use it as much as I wish I did, but every single time I click on it, I think exactly what you just said. It looks amazing. Yeah. I mean, it has everything you want.
Yeah. And it's customizable. And I just built this one for the lives recently, which I've actually been liking a lot because it tracks all the news for us right here. I just put in all of the news tickers of the day right here into this news feed. Press apply. And now we're only going to get news for, the earnings reporters today. We got all the stuff, analyst estimates, CNBC recommendations, institutional trades, of course, the charts here. This one's really cool. Our bubble chart, heat map, all in one spot. So really nice.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Nice. I like using it. I got some people in the chat. What is going on, everybody? We're doing pretty good. Super Mario, how are you doing? I know, David, if you can see the chat, you could probably press comments right there if you wanted to read the chats at any time, by the way.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But yeah, doing pretty good over here. We're just waiting for earnings on our end. Energy, of course, still leading over the last 77 days. Looks like communications actually is doing really well too. I can see that here on the heat map. Basically what this is it charts out or maps out, I guess I should say, the returns over the last 7 days. And so we see energy leading, then communications, and financials actually popping up with real estate, utilities, and industrials. Everything else is red. bonds red, retail's red, even SPY. Semiconductors not doing great. They're way down over the last 7 days, minus 6% there. What's up, Alan Tran? He says, need CrowdStrike to pump. There's the bell. So let me actually go right back over here to my live dash, and we can see the reactions here in real time, everything reporting earnings. So if you guys are just joining, welcome to the stream. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. We are just, waiting here to see what happens with CrowdStrike, GitLab, and ROST. The three big names reporting today, mostly CrowdStrike. And we should get the numbers in about 5 minutes, it says here. So until then, we'll just see how the price action looks going into it. We'll peep the news feed a little bit here. Don't see anything too crazy other than just earnings coming up. If you invested $100 in CrowdStrike, you'd have this much. Classic. Let's see. You can take a look at CrowdStrike on the larger time frame here. See the not looking super hot. Do you use any scanners in your trading, David?
Honestly, I don't. I need to get on it because they all look absolutely interesting and useful, to say the least. And any edge you can have while trading is I would probably suggest, coming from somebody that doesn't use it, I would probably suggest it's probably worth it. So
yeah,
I definitely am trying to get onto that.
Yeah, we have a really cool market scanner here. We have a lot of pre-built stuff too. Like you can just import them right into your account too. But look at this. We got ROST up 4%. I think I'm actually in some ROST, so let's go. Retail.
That chart is gnarly. I was looking at it. It has a gnarly uptrend, and I honestly, this is the first time I've ever looked at it, the chart, and I was, I'm never surprised. I remember the first time when I looked at Chipotle's chart a long time ago, whenever it was actually, well, I don't know how it's doing now, but whenever it was like in the thousands, and I remember thinking, of course, right? And the same thing with ROST, where I look at ROST, I'm like, of course, but yeah, no, the uptrend on this stock is gnarly, to say the least. That's the only word I could think of.
Yeah, for sure. It's been great. It has been great. If I open this chart, or maybe we'll go up to the top, as you can see, it's up 5%, which is nice in after hours. Let's check how it looks on the larger scale time frame. ROST, yeah, I mean, have this custom Minervini trend template candle. So it basically is a momentum indicator that combines, these three moving averages with Minervini's criteria for, strong momentum. And candles are painted cyan, which means, all the moving averages are crossed over each other. Price is trading above all of them. And yeah, as you can see, this is the longer term uptrend. We'll even go to the weekly here. It's been really great for sure for ROST or ROST stores, which again, it's not a name most people probably pay attention to. It's just kind of one of those random tickers, right? But
yeah, it really is. I mean, no, yeah, you could definitely say that again. I mean, great is definitely an understatement when looking at that chart. It really is insane.
Yeah.
But it makes sense,
Yeah. You got GitLab here coming down about 2.5% right now. Now let's refresh this and see if you got any news. It looks like ROST EPS came in at 2, beating the 1.89 estimate. Sales came in at 6.63, beating $6.41 billion estimate. So a double beat on ROST, and that's why it's up 6% in the after hours session. Nothing yet on CrowdStrike though, up about 0.5%. And I think, there's not many other earnings. We'll use Sidekick AI to go ahead and analyze ROST here in a second, probably after we see CrowdStrike report. I'm curious to see really what this one does. We should get the numbers in like 1 minute or less now, so should be interesting. Let me go ahead and
I do want to mention something here for ROST, where I mean, let's just hypothetically say, because I'm not a, first of all, you know, we were talking about it earlier. I'm not one to want to trade within earnings unless, you know, you're a long-term investor into something like this, you know, and to me, it makes sense depending on where your, you know, your averages are. But currently, let's just hypothetically say we open up tomorrow above this 208 level. We could potentially be seeing to be honest, a very massive run coming in, because we would be breaking above a trend, a resistance trend that's been holding bulls down since August of 2018. So, you know, as we all know, invalidating a pattern like that, or just breaking above a resistance trend that's been, you know, resistance for that long, is this could only be the beginning, which once again will only continue to the insanity run that they've been going on. So I know your positions are probably smiling and praying to God that it stays like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If not, you know, the stop loss will do its trick, right? But here, look at CrowdStrike. It's kind of having a wild candle right now. It was up about 5%, I think, and now it's going red, down 2%. You got GitLab down 4% in the after hours session now. So some pretty good moves on the day, I would say, overall so far. Hopefully CrowdStrike can hang in there. Oh, wow. GitLab just reversed completely. It's moved right back up. And yeah, I'm kind of with you too, David. I'll hold stuff, you know, through earnings, but I'm not one to go ahead and, you know, just buy something before earnings or anything like that. I think that's pretty tough. I mean, you can do it, you can make money, but it's pretty random.
It is.
Like, it's very random, actually. But yeah, let us know if you guys are out there. Or good.
And in my experience, it's almost like it usually evens out by the next open. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it'll do exactly what we're seeing with GitLab, right? Where you would be, oh my God, there's no way I just lost all my money, to, oh my God, I just made it back. And then you wake up tomorrow and you're kind of like, wow, like, you know, sometimes you almost wish you lose or make money, because it's usually never as insane as you anticipate it. But I mean, in the case of Crowd, you know, I don't know if they've reported anything, but I know investors are probably hoping, you know, that streak to continue, and for us to see that type of beat, because, you know, they definitely want to see their stock go up after, you know, the beating they've been, you know, having to go through.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just a second ago, we got the numbers. They got an EPS beat and a sales beat. So they had a double beat on CrowdStrike. And of course, they're down 3% in the after hours session for now. Maybe we'll get some forward guidance news in a bit here that could help, or maybe the earnings call will help. But yeah, CrowdStrike did go ahead and beat EPS and revenue. So that's good. A lot of you guys just joined in here. Welcome you guys to TrendSpider Live. If this is you guys' first time tuning in, let me know down in the chat below as well. And what brought you guys here? This is also David's first stream ever. So yeah, welcome David here. David's X link or profile is in the description below, by the way. If you guys are want to go ahead and follow him, go ahead and do that. But yeah, CrowdStrike down 4% now on a double beat. We can go ahead and maybe go ahead and use Sidekick to see what's going on here as well. Let me go over here. And so let's take a look here at CrowdStrike. So I did the pre-earnings analysis, and now I'm going to do another prompt to analyze what's going on here after. So Sidekick did say, you know, it's a hold before earnings. I always just like to prompt AI to give, you know, its opinion, whether it's a hold, buy, or sell. Just kind of fun. Obviously not, you know, financial advice or anything, but it's fun to see what AI has to see, especially when you give access to so much data. Because yeah, TrendSpider, Sidekick AI has access to all of the markets data, like news, options, unusual options. You know, it can see your charts. It can see fundamentals. So it has access to a lot. So
yeah, that's awesome.
It is really nice. And here's a breakdown of the CrowdStrike earnings. It can paint you some nice little charts like this too. As you can see here, they beat This is what EPS by 2 cents a share, came in at 1.12, beating 1.1. And then looks like revenue just barely beat 1.31 versus 1.3 billion. And they also have, like, I guess, had some guidance here. So it looks like slightly beat EPS guidance and also beats revenue guidance. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, these guys had good forward guidance. They had a double beat, and they're still down. So it's just
Classic.
AI.
Classic.
Yeah, I
No,
guess
it's classic.
it really is. It really is. So yeah, unfortunate time to be an investor in CrowdStrike. Well, I mean, you're at a decent level right here, honestly.
For sure.
But depending on what happens with AI here, I mean, it's been constant news in this cycle. So, but here's what the overall take is. It says the CrowdStrike beats are solid but not spectacular. Guidance acceptable but not inspiring enough to overcome the recent sell-off driven by AI. So it's given a hold. It's saying wait for market to digest these results and see if we can reclaim some support. But yeah, I think I kind of agree with this long term. If you're long-term bullish on their platform moat, this could be accumulation territory. But of course, expect near-term volatility. Honestly, a pretty solid take there if I sidekick. I would mostly agree with everything that it just said. Let's go check the live dash here. GitLab just came in as well. Let's see here. GitLab, see, so that's forward guidance. Yeah, we're seeing a double beat on GitLab as well. A pretty nice double beat. And again, they're down 3.5%.
Yeah, GitLab's chart also doesn't look too bad as well.
Yeah, we can take a look. Let's see.
Yeah, we're at a major support right now in the larger time frames around the weekly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know investors are probably hoping we hold this, because if not, I mean, knowing how the markets have been acting lately, we might go to zero. It's a joke, obviously, but I mean,
Yeah.
It's a situation where at least they did get the double beats, and just hopefully, the markets want to be fair, like they love to do, right? So
Yep. Let's take a look. Yeah, as you said, GitLab. I mean, it's essentially the lowest it's ever been. Their previous low here in May of 2023 was 26.24.
Yep.
They're at 26.70. They actually hit an all-time low last month. This is the monthly chart right here. Let's draw some fibs. Why not? All-time high and now all-time low there. Got a 50% retracement at this pivot level here at 80.22, 61.8 level there. So I mean, not much going there. We'll just have to see where this guy decides to bounce, if it decides to bounce. Let's see. We're gonna ask Sidekick though what's going on, but I mean, looks like the earnings have been beautiful. Honestly, look at this reports tab. I mean,
yeah,
practically beat every single earnings so far. Go to the daily here. Is that it looks like, did they miss EPS just now? Let's see. So 30-cent adjusted, estimated 23. But it looks like a year-over-year decline. Their quarter 4 25 number was 33 cents, and this one is 30. So actually pretty much their first EPS year-over-year miss ever, but it still beat analyst expectations by a ton. But let's see, revenue came in with a 3% beat, came in at 260 million versus 252 estimated. And yeah, I mean, overall looks pretty good. Guidance, massive beat. It looks like, or hold on, let me check the actual data feed here, because there's a lot of data coming in. If you guys didn't know, TrendSpider here does have tons of premium news feeds, including those from Benzinga's news desk. So if you do sign up for TrendSpider, you do get access to all this, and you can use AI to analyze it. But let's see what the actual numbers were. Yeah, I'm seeing a double beat here on EPS and revenue. And then that is a weird, yeah. It says adjusted EPS 32 to 34 versus 21-cent estimate. That doesn't really make any sense. I'm sure Benzinga will probably correct that. It's probably this one, actually. Ooh. So GitLab sees 2027 EPS around 78 cents versus a $1.05 estimate. So that's not good. And then slightly lower sales guidance as well. So forward guidance actually was not very good here in GitLab, unfortunately. Probably why it's down. Yeah.
I want to shout out a medium cost there in the comments, you know, calling you the GOAT Mike. And
yeah.
I appreciate being called the solid trader. You know, you got to take that.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate that medium cost. Let's see. Somebody said CrowdStrike is bouncing though. Oh yeah, it did. CrowdStrike now flat.
Classic, like we're saying, classic.
Yeah.
Can't expect nothing better.
No, for sure. Definitely classic. I mean, especially if you're trading options. I mean, if you bought options and the market were to open where it's at right now, I mean, just data decay and implied volatility crush alone, I mean, you're going to be crushed. So, you know, selling them would have been pretty nice, but selling also comes with a lot of risk as well. So I know you said you trade options, David. Are you normally on the buying side or the selling side?
I'm normally on the, I mean, well, to be honest, I base that off of, whether or not the markets are on the buying side or selling side. Right. I would say like since the beginning of this year, I would have been more on the selling side, but I have my range. Right. So I'll base that off of, the patterns that I have. So like with SPY, for example, and I know we're covering, crowd and everything, but with SPY, for me, my selling side would always be above the 693 levels, which that's been a pretty nice liquidity zone there for them. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like the short side as well. To me, it feels a lot better. I'm not gonna lie compared to the call side. I don't know why. It's just a little more satisfying.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, only time, I meant, so you're talking about like bullish versus bearish. I meant like, are you buying calls and puts? Or are you like shorting like the options themselves, like selling puts?
Oh, no. Yeah. So I'm buying calls and puts. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. No, I used to trade a lot of options back in the day. Nowadays, I usually just do covered calls on stuff that I hold, if anything. Mostly honestly switched over to equity, not gonna lie. But actually, if you guys are into options, we are in the process of getting full options chain data onto TrendSpider. So
nice.
Yeah, be prepared for that. I know, David, you said we're always updating stuff, and we have a ton of updates planned. So it can be tough to keep up with, but our platform just continues to get more insane literally by the week, and I'm super excited about the new updates coming out.
I mean, seriously, for all those that are able to keep up with TrendSpider, you're a robot. It's as simple as that. Because I mean, it's all like it seems like every week I try to talk to somebody on TrendSpider and be like, hey, I want to start figuring this program out, and it's just something new is added, and they all and the problem is they all look useful. You know what I mean? So you almost want to have everything, but when it comes to trading, it's almost like, find what you're good at, find your edge. And, but obviously it's like with the technology today, it's almost hard not to want to have a little bit of everything, right? Especially with the Sidekick. I mean, the Sidekick has been awesome, to be honest. So I mean, the fact that, you can, like, it has your charts and everything like that. I mean, that's you almost have your own personal assistant there if you're. So, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, 100%. But it's been a pretty interesting time here with earnings. And The last one that we haven't analyzed yet here is CrowdStrike. ROST store. So maybe we can go ahead and analyze that with Sidekick. Speaking of Sidekick, because it really is honestly like the best way to analyze earnings. Like, unless you want to go and sit there and read the news yourself and stuff, which is great. You know, you want to sit there and read the 10Ks
for sure,
which is, you know, great. But you know, with how nice Sidekick is, I mean, you can really accelerate your research process by quite a bit. For sure. So we'll see what it has to say. And of course, you know, I had this weird wick down, but you know, it's up about 5%. We'll look at the daily. I think that's a new all-time high that it just hit here in earnings, which is great.
It is, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are opening the bulls are opening a door that they definitely want to open. You know, I mean, we could definitely see some crazy upside here. This could just be the start.
Yeah. You know, it had its first breakout out of its range, like right around here. And ever since then, it has been acting very nicely. Relative performance is currently at 86. So it is outperforming 86% of the S&P 500.
Insane.
But let's see. Brian Pike says TrendSpider is the best value-packed platform with a super clean interface. Yeah, I appreciate that, Brian. It really is. Somebody said, Rich said, CrowdStrike is absolutely oversold. Going into earnings, you can see 10% upside over the next few days. It would be nice to see. But let's see here what happened with ROST. So it looks like, yeah, it's okay here. It did grab the right numbers, I believe. Let me double check. So Q4 EPS at 2. Sometimes, you know, when it comes out right away, you got to double check the data just because it doesn't always update instantly. But yes, 2 EPS came in at 2, beating the 1.89 estimate. Sales also came in and beat by just a little bit. Looks like they pulled it right. Here it is right here. You can see EPS at 2 versus 1.89. And then last Q4, 1.79. Honestly, beautiful growth. This is pretty much exactly what we want to see.
Yeah.
Straight up to the right there. And revenue, again, beating both. And it looks like EPS estimate is in line, which is a little bit cautious. Recent news, we got some upgrades, raised price target, which is good. And yeah, but Sidekick does give it a hold. It said, delivered excellent Q4 with solid beats, but the conservative guidance signals management caution. I mean, it's just like ROST. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this isn't like NVIDIA, you know, the forward guidance isn't like it doesn't have, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to take everything just, you know, the grain of salt here.
For sure.
Let's see. Wait for a better entry point. I mean, that's fair. Wait for a better entry point. I mean, it is at all-time high.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That good one, Sidekick. It has a sense of humor.
Yeah, no, it for sure does. I don't know if you've seen Karen, but Karen basically will just yell at you, which is kind of hilarious. I'll run the same prompt through Karen and I can show you that.
That's too funny.
Honestly, it has some super.
This is what I'm talking about. I mean, we're TrendSpider is you know, you want to get some nice charts out there. You want to get the best. You want to analyze things the best, but no, you also have a Karen there to you know, give her opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You got Karen, your trading assistant.
How can you not want to? You all should be signing up. If you're not signing up, you all should be signing up just for that alone. I mean,
honestly, yeah, you guys can get a trial of the platform for as low as $19 and actually try out Sidekick included in that. You guys get like 25 free messages. You can go to you know, just TrendSpider.com. I'll just go ahead and post the link down in the chat as well for anyone that wants to check it out. Yeah, Brian Pike says Karen will crush your value prop every single time. But honestly, it's great if you're trying to like dissect your strategy. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud. You realize earnings were just announced, right? But fine. Let's see.
That's funny.
I want to see the final take here. Hold why they crushed Q4, but the guidance is basically flat to consensus. If you don't wait for a second, they're not giving you enough confidence to chase here. You know, she was pretty not that bitchy this time. With
Yeah. She's tired. It's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the markets this week has been stressful enough. So Karen is she's definitely been going through it. I can only imagine.
Right?
I can imagine the amount of people on TrendSpider using the Karen, and she's like, "Come on, guys, I can't keep handling this."
I would honestly love to see some of the recent chats with Karen. It's like, Karen, my position is down. Like, it's like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah. Yeah,
so
she'll definitely make you rethink your whole trading career for sure.
Somebody's asking about AVGO, Broadcom. I believe AVGO reports tomorrow. Was it tomorrow? The 4th? Yeah, tomorrow. So tune in live. I'll be live again tomorrow for Broadcom earnings. So yeah, I mean, if we just look at it on the chart though, while we're here, I don't know, maybe we'll draw. It's always fun to draw some fib retracements.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got some time to go down to that 50 and 61.8. So who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? That's just based on fibs alone. You never know there, but you know, hopefully it comes out with some good earnings. Last earnings was pretty brutal. I think you can see it kind of mark the top, unfortunately. But yeah, that's Broadcom. Again, one of the biggest names in the market. It's one of the big AI names, over $1 trillion. So it's definitely going to move the SMH semiconductor ETF quite a bit, I'm sure, which has been tanking lately. Well, not tanking, but, you know, it's down pretty good over the last few days. But yeah, CrowdStrike, someone said it has recovered. But GitLab still down. So yeah, interesting. It's like ROST out of everything. Of course, ROST is the winner today. Random, you know, retail store, but it has been trending nice. You know, it's not crazy surprising, I guess.
No. I mean, I know you're definitely gonna head out to Ross right after this. You know, might as well.
Yeah, right.
You know, go boost,
nice
the next quarter right there.
Yeah.
based off the guidance, we might all need to go to Ross. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I have to head there after this, honestly. But let's see how XRT, the retail ETF, which is what, you know, ROST is in, is not doing super hot. Take a look. At least over the last 7 days, you know, it's kind of hanging in there.
Yep.
But yeah, healthcare's down. I mean, everything was kind of shocked this week so far, honestly. Like, what's even gold is down. You know, quote unquote safe haven, big gap down today.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. Look at those candles.
I know, it's insane,
Jesus.
especially
same with silver. Jesus Christ.
37% decline there in a couple days on silver. Crazy time there on January 30th.
Yeah, God bless whoever caught that short.
Yeah, right. Costco, interesting. Somebody asked about Costco in the chats. Costco's hanging in there pretty good. They report.
I mean, yeah, you got to look at that. I mean, you know, calls up here. I mean, listen, you got to accept whatever pain or glory comes to that. I mean, not to say Costco is one of those names. Once again, it's like, you know, it's hard to fight it, to be honest, you know, and I haven't checked anything out, but I mean, it seems like, I don't know, maybe investors know a thing or two coming into this earnings right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Costco is definitely hard to bet against.
Yeah.
And Omar, actually, after hours movement is actually built into the change percent on the watch list. So if actually you go over here and see, he's commenting on after hours change. Well, so after hours change is accounted for in here, but this is based on, I believe, the open price of today or yesterday's close price, but this 2.82% is the percent change with after hours in it. But after hours change specifically, I don't believe is a watch list column. I mean, it's just so, I'd say niche, but like, yeah, I mean, you would only use it in the after hours session, specifically really for earnings. So, I mean, I don't know. But we do have this indicator, which is cool. It's completely free. You can add it to your chart. Let me go ahead and find it for you. Rock Reagan built this indicator. He was, I believe, the winner of the hackathon, or one of the winners, I should say. But there's the indicator. I mean, that's my preferred way. And again, it is built into the watch list, but there isn't specifically something to see after hours data. I mean, I don't think anyone has ever requested that. So I don't know. Well, we can, I can tell Dev though. Always like to hear everybody's suggestions. Drop it to Dev for sure.
Yeah, Omar is he's definitely locked in. Can't blame someone that's that locked in.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's do we have CNBC recommendations on the platform if you guys didn't know too. Looks like Cramer actually really hasn't done much. Always like to see what Cramer's up to. Wonder if he had anything on CRWD. He was a buy on February 6th, apparently. Jim Cramer on CrowdStrike. We can take a look at how that looks on the chart here. What did I say? February 6th.
6th, yeah. So I mean, you would hope he sold there. He was probably trying to get that final pump there.
Yeah. There was that candle, which is interesting. It's kind of right where we're trading.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, the Anthropic AI news came in. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have any other questions while we're here? Well, while we got David on the stream, let us know. We've pretty much covered all of the earnings, so we can really talk about whatever. Did he say to buy chip stocks? I don't know I don't ever watch Jim Cramer personally. So I have no idea. He didn't, there's nothing in our feed, but maybe he was saying to buy chip stocks. Oh, maybe he was, because SMH is down quite a bit today. It was a something fun in the platform too is the StockTwits top watched list here. Always has some big movers. I don't know if you saw, I was live for MongoDB, MDB earnings yesterday. They got absolutely creamed yesterday.
Jeez.
Like 22%. Oof, wow. Micron. Memory names, down in the gutter. Micron gap down.
That's an earnings that's coming up in
Micron, right?
Maybe next week, I believe, or something like that, or in 2 weeks potentially.
18th.
Yeah.
So that one,
they've been almost running into that Nvidia type of run, from the last couple of years. I mean, the run has been kind of insane. I mean, I didn't check the chart, but I'm kind of surprised to even look at it there on your screen.
Yeah, no, it's them and SNDK, STX, Seagate, and Western Digital all took a tumble today.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Somebody asked if you guys are watching Tesla, planning on getting weekly puts if we lose the 200 SMA. I don't know. Let's take a look at.
I am watching Tesla. I've been even with all the things that's been going on. To be honest, I mean, Tesla it's kind of a weather spy, or everything else is actually performing well. Tesla normally has that beginning of the year type of I don't know, pay for our taxes or whatever the case these people might be trying to do. Yeah. So there is usually a sell-off, but to be honest, I would be kind of surprised if we don't see, and I'm not saying by the end of this month, because, I mean, there's a lot of volatility, and I'm not gonna lie. Surprisingly, to be honest, they've been actually putting up a pretty fair fight, I'm going to say, considering that I know Tesla usually likes to drop. But yeah, 356 is I expect 356 to happen sooner rather than later, which would be a pretty big drop from here. So Yeah, and the charts don't look great. So
yeah, that's about a 10% decline. So yeah, I guess that's kind of lining up with what he's saying. He said wants to get some weekly puts if it breaks here this 200 SMA, which we're sitting right on top of. Good call.
And we broke the rising wedge today. I mean, the daily candle did close below that, and you know, for those that don't know, that is a technically bearish pattern. And you know, on the weekly, once again, we broke below. I mean, the weekly candle doesn't look great, and I mean, you know, it's only Tuesday, right? But I mean, we broke below a support trend that's been holding bulls up since April of last year. So, you know, never want to see that. So, I mean, it's and also in terms of how we've been closing the last couple of weeks, you know, I don't like those candles at all, you know. So, yeah, I'll be, to be honest, I'll be impressed. I don't want to, this is not financial advice. You know, I'm not, no one's saying anything. Don't hear what I'm not saying. You know, to be honest, you know, 356 is I expect 356 to happen sooner rather than later. Don't know about like weekly expirations or things like that, and I don't know about buying here. You know, I mean, we're towards the lower of the range, so you know there is a lot more risk there. But I do prefer that 414 entry for Tesla. If you know you do continue to see that be rejected, which we have been, right? We've been having a back-to-back weekly closes below that. So yeah, but yeah, I won't be surprised if by the end of the month, if not a little sooner, but by the end of the month we see 356.
Yeah, no, fair assessment there. I do like how you point out the 414. Maybe wait for, you know,
a retest.
There was that 414 marked or price reacted back in October as well.
Yeah,
and you know, we did have a solid bounce off the 200-day moving average right there too.
Yeah,
it looks like, yeah, we just barely closed above it. I think today it's 391.23. Yeah, we're just right above it. So
yeah. Good no, yeah, I mean the chart. I'll be honest. You know, Tesla is one of those things that I have like the most experience with, and I mean the chart is not necessarily great. I mean, you know, like I said, we did break below. Like in the short term, to be honest, this week, and especially with all the things going on. I mean, you know, like I said earlier in the stream, Trump is putting up a fight, and he's trying to save markets as best as he can, but honestly, you know, in the last two videos that I posted on X today and yesterday, you know, I'm almost targeting that 368 level for Tesla for potentially by the end of this week, you know, depending on how things play out. We have a little bear gap down there to fill. It's a very small one, but it'll lead to that. And I also have I kind of have a falling wedge. I don't know how sold I am on the support trend because there's only 2 touches, right? And usually I like to see more touches, but
yeah,
potentially around down there, you know, we that could be where that support trend is. And, you know, I think it's worth just having on the chart, but yeah, in terms of the macro view, I don't love it at all, especially on the weekly chart. It's not great, but yeah, that 414 is definitely you know, a level I would be paid attention to if we see a retest and continue to reject that.
Yeah, no, fair assessment. And yeah, I mean, honestly, like the revenue growth on Tesla is, or lack of growth, I should say, compared to like its PE ratio, has been not super great. You know, the whole Tesla story is built around, you know, future performance, of course, you know, with their AI, their robotics, which is a big deal. Absolutely. It's just not here yet. So it's, you know, it's gonna you have to trade with that uncertainty in mind.
For sure.
You know, the robo taxis, all that stuff.
But, and they did. I was kind of surprised. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the most surprising thing, but you know, with them discontinuing the X and the S was, you know, I would say, I guess, unexpected, right? I mean, I get it. The Y and the 3 is like I'm not even kidding you. Ever since they discontinued the S and the X, like every single time I'm driving, all I see is Ys now. Like it's like crazy. Like I will look, just literally right next to me, there will probably be a Y. Behind me, there will probably be a Y. And I live in South Florida, so there, the people here, but I mean, the amount of Teslas now, and more specifically, the Y and the threes, it's a massive car, and I guess it makes sense to maybe pump the cheaper models and
it does.
What is selling more. And if anything, you might save some money there, not creating the X and the S, and probably invest in the AI and all the stuff that's going in with Tesla, because it is more than just a car company. But this is normal for Tesla. I mean, for anybody that's been trading or paying attention to Tesla year to year, it's very common to go down nearly 50% and then, retrace that by the end of the year. And, they call it a day, right? It's a little stressful, but for options traders, it's definitely, the volatility can, hopefully it's on your side. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. If you catch the right side of Tesla, it will be a fun time.
For sure.
It can also be a wild ride. But
yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, no, Teslas are everywhere here. I mean, I have a Tesla, honestly, and
no, it's a great car.
California, and they're literally everywhere, dude. Like, it's like the new Honda Civic here.
It is. No, well, in California, I mean, it's I mean, that and the Prius, it's like the things that you see the most. So
and gas,
it's
insane over here. So.
Yeah. What's the price there? I saw that it's jumped the price. I was driving to the gym today and I saw it like jump like 9-10 cents.
Yeah, dude, I haven't been to a gas station in a while.
Oh, well, yeah, you have a Tesla. You have a Tesla. That's a crazy question.
$4, I think. Around $4, I think, here, like 4 something. What is there in Florida? It must be cheaper.
Yeah, it was. I'm not kidding you. Yesterday, I put gas for my mother-in-law's car at I want to say like $2.90.
Oh yeah, not bad.
And then I drove today to the gym. Same gas station was like $3, and I was like, oh well, there's that.
No, the oil prices in the war, it's definitely going to be going up. I mean, you can see the oil price.
For sure.
Yeah, but a lot of people. I mean, it's right now people are saving money, especially if you have a home charger and all that. But there is the risk too that energy prices, even for charging, are on the increase as well.
For sure. No, for sure.
Which can outpace oil potentially, depending on what happens in the world, I guess. But but for now, EVs are cheaper. But it's a pretty. I guess it's not even that new of an industry anymore, but it's just getting to the point now where it's like pretty normal.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I would agree, especially with Tesla. I mean, the other, companies, I would say, I mean, obviously, here it's like, to be honest, I kind of see a little bit of everything. I see Rivian, especially in California, I know you do too, but Lucid, all this stuff, like you'll see some of these cars here, and but you can tell Tesla is by far the most dominant, by go. I dare you, depending on where you live, I dare you to just walk outside for 10 minutes and you could probably catch about 10 of them pretty easily. Pretty easily. So
no, for sure. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like they're literally everywhere. And I think I would say they're the best EV. Like obviously there's people going to say that they're not, but for the price, I mean, it's a sick car. Like I paid as much as basically a Honda Civic for my Y, and I think it's way nicer than a Honda. I mean, I've always been like just a basic car guy, like get something reliable. I mean, like there's no oil changes. You don't have to do none of that. It's kind of nice, No,
it's an amazing car. It's an amazing car, especially the Y. It feels nice while driving. It feels nice just sitting in it. And like you said, for the cost, to be honest, I really don't know how you can do better. Like for the cost, like I don't think it's possible. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, there are certain cars that I look at, and sure, they could be nice. But for the cost, it's like you're not getting anything more premium than a Tesla, And considering, like you said, I actually do like the minimalistic approach that he did, right? So it's not too crazy. I love the steering wheel. I love the iPad there that they have there. I mean, no, the car is phenomenal. I mean, I'm that type of person where for the price, come on. Yeah. I mean, if you've ever been in a Tesla, it'll sell itself. I think for anybody that's ever driven a Tesla would say the same thing, so.
Yeah, no, I actually used to not like Teslas at all. I was like, what is this like new, like EV, like BS, but like, no, like nowadays, like I probably wouldn't have got one if my house doesn't have an EV charger, but even like, yeah, we're not like Tesla salesmen out here.
No.
Like,
it's funny
like,
if you're here.
the
The funny thing is if you're listening to the stream, I was talking about how it's gonna drop. The stock is gonna drop, and I'm more bearish on the stock. And overall, it is what it is. But I mean, the car is good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not talking about an $80,000 car here. I'm talking about something that's relatively cheap considering what it is,
right.
In today's world. So yeah, we can move on from Tesla.
Yeah,
but yes,
sure.
I'm bearish on Tesla. Me, David, I'm bearish on Tesla, but I like the car.
No, I'd probably agree with that sentiment, but that's funny. I just got into that whole Tesla thing. But yeah, what else is going? What else are you guys looking at in the market? Oil prices going up. We're talking about gas prices. Of course, gold's tanking. Baba is down today. Ooh, Baba. Interesting. I haven't really looked at any Chinese names that recent. Let's look at the ETF FXI. Yeah, China stocks have not been doing super great. Yeah, interesting chart on FXI. I guess it's really just following the overall market, but I'd say FXI is definitely down more than like SPY or QQQ. Interesting here. QQQ is pretty close to its 200-day moving average. Let's see where SPY's at. No SPY. Yeah, SPY's got some room.
Yeah, maybe QQ is indicating something there.
Yeah. No, yeah. QQQ has been definitely coming down a little harder than SPY. But yeah, SPY did close under the 100-day SMA there. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ's been under the 100-day SMA.
Yeah, I think there's a solid chance. I mean, to be honest, I've been very impressed with the fight. Honestly, SPY has been putting up, considering everything that's going on. And I mean, it might not look, I guess, great, but I mean, to be honest with you, it's like even today, it's like, from the videos that I've been posting this week, it's like bulls they've been listening. I mean, in terms of the scenario that I've been playing out for them, it's honestly, you couldn't ask for something better considering, like the gaps that we've been seeing, these past few mornings and so on. But
yeah, no, the index bros are definitely hanging in there compared to a lot of investors right now.
For sure.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, down like what, 3%? I mean, hard 2% even. Like, damn, like compared to like some of these other names, like, some people are just like, oh, I'm just gonna hold the top names in the S&P, like Microsoft, and it's like, yeah, well, now you're down, 27%. You're in a bear market basically.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, so everyone always said, the top stocks are holding up the SPY. I mean, that honestly to me has constantly proved itself to be not very true. But RSP, which is the equal weight S&P, is down even less, 1.5%. So it is to an extent being held up by some of these names, but like at this point, which names? Because Microsoft is down 30%. Meta also down quite a bit. I mean, Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously I know investors are pretty happy with the whole like Warner Brothers thing not going down. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm a big movie guy, so I didn't. I'm not gonna say initially it wasn't like my favorite thing for Netflix to buy because of how I like going to movie theaters, so it's a situation where it's like they have their feelings towards that, and they've been trying to say that they would continue to release the movies in theaters. And I think in the long-term view for Netflix, I think the Warner Brother, like the IPs would have been phenomenal for the streamer. It would have, I mean, they would have been unstoppable. Like to put it, they already are unstoppable, right? And then you add what Warner Brothers have. I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, me personally, I think the HBO Max, they have the best content of all the streaming platforms. And you adding that to Netflix, which I would almost consider like Netflix that, and they have some pretty good content as well, but not they're more quantity over quality. right? And I definitely do think that if you would have just injected the amount of quality that HBO has and into Netflix, and I think most people are signed up to Netflix. So I mean, it would have been insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. The idea was, I mean, I get it not to buy. If anything, I'm starting to think that they might be thinking, you know what, maybe in a couple of years we'll be buying Paramount and HBO with all the debt that they're having. And, honestly, Paramount, they already have new owners. So they haven't proven that they could even run Paramount themselves. Yeah. So to now attempt and do, Warner Brothers, I mean, that's a challenge in itself. But no, but yeah, I mean, Netflix was one of actually the names I've been saying that I've been sitting on cash. Netflix has definitely been one of the names that I was paying attention to the past couple of weeks or months in general.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, that's about it. I mean, Netflix, yeah. I'm not surprised. I don't know if we continue going up from here, to be honest. I haven't really, reevaluated it since the news, but usually on these sort of news, we could see like some sort of like dead cat bounce. And I did have a falling wedge, which played out. We do have a bear gap to fill towards the downside. So, potentially on the daily, potentially that plays out, and, we'll see. But I mean, yeah.
No, interesting level here. It actually bounced pretty damn clean there off the 50% retracement for Netflix at 75. Hindsight's always 20/20, but
for sure,
when you zoom out to the monthly here and draw some fibs, like gets you some pretty sick levels. And just drew a couple today, and price does tend to react pretty good. Obviously, you could have bought the 61A and got creamed for a little bit, but again, hindsight's 20/20. But how much is that? Let's see. Like, if you're just an investor, I think fibs would be honestly something I would use.
Yes,
find spots I agree. That's good to dollar cost average, if anything.
I agree. I agree.
The longer term, I think the longer term on anything in the market, really, like the more data, the better. So I'd like zoom out to the monthly, and like, I don't know, I did this from 2022 low to like 2025 high, which is pretty crazy range, but you can even go like way back there if you really want it.
Yeah.
But in this case, I would probably use that. But as you can see, I mean, it bounced right up to 50%. So yeah, very crazy stuff going on with Microsoft for sure. Wow, that was like perfect off that. And now they're at a gap up, and they're sitting at the 200-day moving average, or 100-day moving average. Sorry.
Yeah. So the 200 is where this drop started. Right. Once we from right up there. Yeah. I remember that. That's when I started following, and I had some posts back then during that time. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty bearish on Netflix. And, I'm expecting, and that was even way before the Warner Brothers talks even started. Right. So I believe that was actually, I could be wrong. Maybe you could check. I think that was after earnings as well. We started definitely dropping after earnings.
Let's see.
So yeah, I remember following that earnings, and that was one of the few ones that I actually paid attention to. Yeah, I was pretty interested. I mean, I still kind of am. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, depending on the sort of confirmation we see here, I definitely do think, like, funny enough to me, the two names that I've been paying attention to, which they're gonna have something in common, which they all dropped a lot, but Netflix and MicroStrategy, right? Because I don't think Bitcoin is gonna. I mean, for anybody that's been in the market for a long time, we know how it is with Bitcoin, and we also know the whole thing with MicroStrategy, where it's like, it's pretty common to see, oh my God. And by the way, I'm not somebody that I'm even bullish on crypto. So it's something where, like, I don't pay too much attention with crypto, but I'm also not blind to the fact that, Bitcoin, too many important people, let's say, talk about Bitcoin. So you got to imagine there's gonna be at least one more run, right?
Yeah.
At the very least, right? That's being I'm not trying to be too optimistic there. I think it's a pretty expected thing to happen at some point, right? So
yeah, crypto's interesting for sure, especially with MicroStrategy and all the stuff going on. By the way, Alan Tran, we're probably not going to do the earnings call, but here's the link to it. If you guys want to check out the CrowdStrike earnings call, I did drop the link for you. You can go there. But yeah, I did plot some of the recent news here. You can see right here on this gap up, Netflix walks away from WBD. And here it looks like Paramount raises the bid to 31. So a few news things here. Trump defers to DOJ, 7-day waiver granted. But you're talking about way back there, right?
Yeah. So it started around, this drop started, I started paying attention during the 200-day, but I believe that was around earnings.
Yeah, it was earnings.
Yeah, I remember it pretty vividly. We dropped on that on earnings, I believe. And it was a pretty big drop.
It was, yeah, right.
If my memory, so
about 10% or so, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
And another earnings drop. The last two earnings they dipped pretty good.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got some more. So looks like the bidding war started somewhere around here on this weird wick. Paramount hostile bid. Here's the Q4 beat but weak guidance on the most recent earnings.
Yeah.
And Q4 earnings miss of minus 15% here on this gap down. So there's kind of the timeline there for Netflix. And of course, this big gap up was caused by that recent news of them walking away from WBD Warner Brothers. So
I think more important than that, I think investors just really like the fact that they ended up getting paid out, you know, a couple $1 billion there for doing nothing, basically. I mean, and the funny thing is I saw a quote there from Zaslav, which is the CEO of Warner Brothers. And he was almost teasing like, hey, you know, this Paramount deal might not even go through and we might just get about like $7 billion and just continue our business. And I'm just like, you can't blame the guy. I mean, to get $7 billion for free, it's, you know, if anything, he knows at the very least, if he wants to sell to Netflix or somebody, they know that somebody will buy, you know, and I personally do think that I still think the deal is actually better compared to the Paramount one because they were just buying the studio, you know, and Paramount was trying to buy everything. So when you kind of consider like, you know, the dollar difference, obviously it's higher than Paramount, but they're buying more things, right? So Warner Brothers could have probably gotten the same amount selling everything else to someone else. And, you know, Warner Brothers would have just got what Warner Brothers wanted. But, you know, I mean, like, I think Netflix is playing the long game there. I think no one would be surprised if Paramount starts, you know, wanting to sell off some things and Netflix goes, okay, great. Thank you for giving us $2 billion plus the company on a cheaper price.
Yeah, I mean, a few $1 billion for doing basically nothing. I mean, obviously the stock price got hurt pretty bad in the process, but it's on the way back up.
Sure.
So
it is what it is. I mean, it's the stock market. Yeah,
exactly. So very interesting news there, for sure. Though, interesting to watch it play out in real time. I mean, crazy gap up right there.
Yeah,
we'll see if that move continues.
It's looking strong. It's looking strong. The move is looking strong. I mean, it's technically sound. Obviously, we're at the lows. You know, I mean, the last couple of days they've been holding up. I mean, probably better than most names. You know, so I mean, I wouldn't even say it's the craziest thing, right? I'm not really seeing any I don't know. Let's say like bearish indication. You know, at least using the naked eye. Obviously, no one should be surprised if we have a pullback, but you know, considering the pullbacks we've been seeing the last couple months, it wouldn't be nothing in comparison probably. So, you know.
Yeah. Now I remember we posted too on X about this bounce off the 200 EMA on the weekly 200 week EMA, which is really clean bounce there. I mean,
beautiful.
Up, pretty nicely back in 2023 as well. And so luckily it was able to maintain above that and didn't end up like a 2022 crash to the downside there. Yeah. But guys, we're probably going to call it there. People keep asking about the earnings call, which starts I think in 2 minutes. We're not going to play it, but I put the link to it in the chat. So I'll let you guys go ahead and head over to that CrowdStrike earnings call. David, thank you so much for hopping on the live with us. Sure, we'll have you on again at some point. We're always trying to, get a bunch of guests on here, but thank you. It's been great having you though.
No, it's been awesome. I mean, I appreciate you being my first ever host to a live stream. It's been awesome and it's been lots of fun. So yeah, hopefully I'm back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for everybody for joining. Make sure you guys subscribe and like before you head out, and check out David's X in the description below. Otherwise, we'll catch you guys next time. All right. See you guys.
All right. Peace.